right, good evening, council members. Thanks for taking the time to give my annual update for you guys. And adhering to the new chairman's request, we're going to keep this real brief. I have probably 15 slides, but it's going to take a couple minutes. So most of you guys already know what I do. In the ninth year, we're in the ninth year of the department being started already, and we're finally in the cruise control. We can go into the next one. It's been probably about 7 or 8 years of acquiring data, a lot of field work with GPS units, getting field crews out and collecting all the drainage infrastructure, waterworks, wastewater, information, street lights, road signs, whatever you want. We finally kind of hit cruise control. So now we're moving into the part of the program where we're actually maintaining the data, kind of canvassing, massaging it, and giving it to people that need it to design drainage systems, like public works, for example. So we're finally finished with that part of the project, and hopefully we can cruise on from here on out. So I just got a couple little slides that's going to show what we've been doing throughout the year, and the last slide is going to talk about what our thoughts are, projects are going to be for the future. So let me go to the next. I promised we're going to finish a drainage database for 2017, and we had a few hiccups here and there, but we've got pretty much all of it done, 95%. We've got a couple streets in Ama and a few streets in Desalmans to finish. But other than that, we've been actually working a lot with a drainage department and using the information that we collected for the new culvert ordinance and been giving them the information so they know how to set these drainage culverts properly. We created a system that's a web-based, user-friendly application that the departments could use, which would cut down on the cost of actually having to buy software or GIS people in each department. And it's very user-friendly and tailored to what every department's needs are. So drainage has just drainage, waterworks, and wastewater. This information is, you can go to the next one here. This is it's just, instead of having the expensive software, it's just a website, and it kind of shows you simple navigation side on the left-hand side with all the zooming capabilities of the regular map features and everything in the main screen. You can go to the next one. And this is an example of how we, just a zoom in of what we use, like elevation data and some of the drainage data to identify problem areas where there could be low-lying areas and problems in the infrastructure. And click on the next one. So each one of these little points, you can click on any feature in the map, and it gives you the information about it. It'll give you the invert of the culvert, the material, the pipe, the length of it, and so on. So, and the same thing for all the manholes, catch basins, et cetera. So, we've done pretty much the same thing for waterworks. With a new thing that we just started this year is we finished acquiring all the valves, the water lines, the hydrants, et cetera, and now we're moving on to capturing the water meters. And what we're doing with that is tying everything into the existing customer database that Waterworks has, and linking the GPS coordinates with account information, addresses, and so on. For in the future, if they come in with the radio chips installed into the meters, that they no longer have to go out and read each meter, we can just drive around and collect the information that way. So this is just an example of the Waterworks map that we have here. The yellow dots are going to be the water meters, and you can go to the next one. And the same thing, so you can click on it. You can get we get the serial numbers off the water meters and attach all the account information to it. The same thing with planning and zoning. The web-based system, a lot of people that we get calls for are looking for zoning of their of a certain lot or a property, so they can go into the system on a GIS page. Yeah, you can go to the next one. Yeah, and they can search either by address, by lot number, parcel ID, property ID, owner, whatever, and then zoom in, and it takes you to the property, and you can get all the information you want. It gives you the either the parcel ID, the square footage, the zoning, the owner name, owner address, a lot of information right there at your fingertips. You can go to the next one too. And this is an example. I just zoomed in. I type my address in by owner name. It zooms into it, and it shows you the zone. Another thing I started doing in 2017, because we're always trying to be creative, think of other ways that people can use the GIS. We started making the ZBA cases and the elevation certificates available online too. So you could type your address in. If there's a dot on there, we've only gone back to 2015. But if you click on it, it pulls up and go to the next one. You click on it, it pulls up your elevation certificate. So you don't have to call in anymore. You can just go on the map and pull it up. What's that? Scanning them in. Yeah, they scan them in, and as they're getting called in, we just load them into the system. So they're all based on address, and as we're trying to keep up with them now. As they come in, we scan them in and attach it to the addresses. For 2018 and going forward, we're going to try to do the same thing with drainage. Hopefully we can keep working with Public Works and drainage the way that we've been, and implementing a system that we update all our information, because it does us no good if we just collected it once and never maintain it. So hopefully we can keep going on with that, and the same thing with the water meters. We've only got a handful of streets done in the parish, and I think there's like 20-something thousand that we need to do. We're going to be redoing the address database so it can integrate with other software applications like Public Works and the My Permit Now for planning and zoning that we've had some issues with. So we're integrating that so it can be opened. It can be opened up and used outside of the parish, so other agencies could use the data as well. And we're going to be starting a new project where we're monitoring all the flood control structures and levee heights. We're going to be surveying periodically. We're going to go around the parish every 6 months and look if the levees are sinking or the flood walls or pump stations, everything's set. And when recertification comes around and FEMA or anybody asks for it, we have all that information. But the purpose of doing this is to identify if there's problem areas and kind of pinpoint certain regions along that flood system, flood protection system that can be potentially impacted. So that's where we stand. But and that's all I have. And like I said, we're going into the 10th year going on now. And fortunately, I've said this every time I get up here, I thank the council. Y'all have made, the previous councils, this council has made my job a lot easier by giving me pretty much everything I need to do this job. If it wasn't for you guys giving me everything I've asked for so far, I don't think we've been able to get to this point. So we've got a lot of information. If y'all need anything, just contact me by cell or phone number. Email. So, all right.